Hey there everybody, this is Katie from Nitro Positivity, back with another learning something new, doing something different type video, and I'm going to teach you today. Anyways, you need your mixer. You're going to need XLR cables for your microphones. XLR cables are the cables that plug microphones into amps or plug them into mixers or any other sort of music recording mixing material. Then you're also going to need RCA cables, which are the classic, if you're from the 90s, you remember the yellow, red, white cable. Plug it into the back of your TV. Plug it into your friggin' PlayStation 1. Yes, we were all born in the era of the first PlayStation. And then get that to go into a USB, because I'm going to be plugging the mixer directly into the computer. And then I have another RCA cable that goes from RCA to 3.5 millimeter jack. And this is going to come out of my computer back into my mixers. And then I have my headphones. And then I got microphones! And I'm going to explain a little bit about microphones too, because I'm a microphone junkie. I don't know why, and I don't really understand a ton about them, but I know enough and I love them and they're everything to me. So I'm going to teach you things. What you're going to do is you're going to take your XLR cable and you're going to plug it into the channel 1. And you're going to go whoop-a-da-boo-boo! And there's 3 prongs in there. Then you're going to plug the other end into a microphone. Now, for people who are recording podcasts in rooms with good sound quality, aka a smaller room, a room that maybe has more items in it, a room that has some sort of soundproofing to it, then you may want to use a condenser microphone. Condenser microphones are the usually go-to microphones for podcasting. They pick up sound quality really well and they pick up really good sound quality. The room that we record in at the moment is a big room. This is a really big room. There's windows in here. There's a lot of stuff in here to kind of help soundproof things, but there's no actual soundproofing to the room. And we're right next to a big roadway too. So what we've been using dynamic microphones. So the dynamic microphones, and actually I'm going to be honest with you, I picked up the wrong microphone because they both had these things on it. I had a Shure SM57 dynamic mic over there, but anyways, the last time we recorded, this Shure SM58 microphone had the best sound quality out of all the other microphones that we had working, and we had 2 other dynamic microphones working, and then this one. But this one picked up the best sound quality, and it actually has really good reviews online, so I definitely recommend using the Shure SM58. You're gonna plug the other end into the other end of the microphone. If you're working with a good brain, you'll know that you need to plug the damn mixer in first. So let's pretend like I didn't do the first step. And this one only has one plug. If you have the USB version, it's going to have a USB outlet on the back of the mixer, and then you can plug it directly into the computer, which is why it's so much easier. And then the next thing that we need to do is we need to get the sound that is coming into the microphone out and into the computer where we're going to record, and then we need to pull that back into the mixer. So when you're doing this part of the process, since we're not using speakers, if you are using speakers, it would be easy. You would plug the speakers in and then you could hear to make sure that everything is working correctly and that the sound is coming through the microphone. But since we don't, we're plugging it into a computer, we need to double check that it's actually going to work. So plug your headphones into the phone's jack. If you have a regular headphone with a 3.5 millimeter jack, you're most likely going to need to get a converter jack. You can get these at Best Buy. They're not that expensive. You can also get them online for probably nothing and way less than Best Buy. So just Amazon that piece. And then plug those in. If you have multiple people, what we did was we honestly just plugged a splitter into the jack converter. Then we plugged another splitter into the splitter we had just plugged in. And so we had 3 available slots to plug headphones into. And it worked. Everybody could hear. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to open up a program on your computer that you're going to be recording on, whatever that may be. If you don't have anything to use, I think a good starting point for anybody that's doing any sort of audio recording or mixing for the first time is Audacity. It's a free audio recording software. You can just go to audacity.com. It's a free download. You can get it on your computer, and then you can just start messing around with it. But it's a good base to start off of. But obviously, if you know what you're doing, do whatever you want. Use whatever you want. Put it in your butt. The first thing I'm going to do, as I said earlier, was that I need this sound to go in here so that it will actually record onto the computer. So I'm going to take my RCA to USB cable and plug it in to, there will be a control room section here, and it'll have 2 jack plug-ins, and then it'll have a white and red out track, and then a white and red in track. So you want to plug these ones into the out track because we're trying to get the sound to come out. Just get out of there, sound. I want to hear you. And then you're going to take this and you are going to plug it into one of the USB ports on your computer. It does not matter which one, as far as I know. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the other RCA to 3.5 millimeter jack cable, and we are going to plug it into the red and white parts. Will go into the in track over here, and we will plug it in to the headphone jack area on the laptop. So a lot of laptops nowadays no longer have that microphone jack and headphone jack. They just have a headphone jack. So a lot of that has been transferred into like the USB ports and stuff like that. So that's why I had to get an RCA cable to USB cable. Something else that you can do if you just get regular RCA cables is you can get a, oh my god, I forget the name of it every single time I talk about it. You can get a audio interface. Son of a, you can get an audio interface. You can plug the mixer into the audio interface and then the audio interface into the computer, but I hacked the system, baby! So I'm plugging the RCA USB into the computer and then the 3.5 millimeter jack to RCA back into the mixer. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is put those headphones on, baby. Let's see what kind of sound we got. Oh, hello, girl. I don't know. You can hear this though. So, this is what I'm going to do. So this is the sound that I'm using from our shotgun mic right now. And then I'm going to start using the sound from this. Sorry if it sounds like garbage. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. So, I'm testing it to see if it is working. It looks like it is recording into the microphone. So, a lot of times with podcasting too, you have to be like right up on the mic, which is something I kept reading about. And I'm like, that dirty as hell. But, yeah, so being right up on it works really well. We noticed that last time too when we were recording, that it seemed like if we weren't up on the mic, then some of us were way louder than the rest of us. Or some of it, yeah, you could barely hear it, and it made the echoing a lot worse too. So that's pretty much it. That is how we are setting up our podcast, and we are doing it now. I have my 3.5 millimeter, or not my 3.5. So I have my XLR cable and my female to male input. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the one input here on the first channel of the mixing board, and then I'm going to plug the other side into the bottom of the microphone here. Place that off to the side. Then before I start, setting anything up with putting it into the computer, I'm going to take my headphone jack, my 3.5 millimeter, and I have a converter here because here is where you need to plug that in, and obviously that's not gonna work. So I plug that in and then plug that in there. Now I can hear a little bit of static in my headphones, so I know that if I talk into this, so talking to the microphone now, I can hear what is going on, but however, I cannot hear or I cannot get any of that information to the computer yet. So what I need to do now is take my RCA to USB cable, plug the USB side into my computer over here, and then plug the RCA right here into the control room out section, into the out ports. So now it's going into the computer. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can hear myself in the microphone here. I cannot figure out now why we needed to use this 3.5 millimeter to RCA jack, but just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the headphone jack, and then I need to plug it into the in red and white ports on the mixing board in the control room section. So now here's your master slide, but that's pretty much it. This is the setup that we were using. It's really simple. I'm not gonna lie, like our first podcast quality audio did not sound good, I would blame it on the fact that I had this up way too high, and when I was manipulating everybody else, it didn't come through, and we are working in a bigger room, so I'm trying to kind of brainstorm ways to better soundproof the room that we're in. But hopefully that will start to sound better in future podcasts that we do, because that is something that we want to focus on this year. So I hope that has helped somebody, and yeah, but thanks for watching, guys. Bye! Oh. Roadies! I knew a roadie when I touched one. I know from a mile away.